So you're gonna have Tesla live?
Yeah, I have it now. I'm gonna switch like I do normally, just between everything.
Cool, cool.
But that'll be what I kind of switch back and forth to, just to see like if it's gonna, go nuts on us.
Yeah.
Those moves are kind of fun to watch. I'm gonna drop this in announcements.
What are you talking about? Tesla's dropping. It's still in that range.
No, I know. It only dropped like $2 when I said it was dying.
All right, this is it. Tesla's going to $0.
Let me make sure I get this shared everywhere.
So that we can make it 4:30.
All right, somebody in the comment section, please tell me you can hear all four of us.
Hola.
You should be able to hear us all. I just want to make sure before we start, because I screwed up the first 2 times already. Third time's a charm.
Really? You couldn't hear us?
No. For like the first 5 minutes on the second one, they couldn't hear y'all until someone said it. And I was like, oh my God, I did it again.
Yeah, just turn down or something.
Because I always mute it so I can listen to music while I do my list. But now that I have you guys, I need that audio side.
Oh, yeah.
So I always forget. Someone said we sound hot and that they can hear us. All right, perfect.
Sick.
Oh, hot.
So we were just going to go through the indexes, talk about random news like the Amazon competing against Peloton, the rumors of Apple and Amazon trying to buy Peloton, Tesla, the battery day that's happening right now. You'll see me shift through back that while everyone talks, and then just go through some indexes and just any other information any of us find pretty useful.
What time is the link for Tesla, the live battery thing?
I need to look that up actually. Let me look.
4:30.
4:30 Eastern.
Whose time?
Sure, I believe so. Let me confirm.
Let's see. 1:30 Pacific time, so 3:30 my time. So in 27 minutes.
Oh, cool.
All right, cool. So we got time to talk before that even happens.
Yeah.
Oh, something I want to talk about for everybody is a lot of you guys see me and Navi will trade the crap out of Beyond every single day. We ended up trading this. We broke, I think, from here because we were way above pre-market high. You saw the bid flying. So we kind of got in aggressive, and then we kind of scaled out towards our target levels, which was kind of right here where this 4-bar play showed up. But something big on Beyond, though, is the news that came out today. Navi, you saw it, but a rival came out, and it wasn't even the rival I was anticipating. It was Laird Superfoods. They're going public this week. I looked at the IPO, and I think it's today or tomorrow, sometime this week. And then there's some more companies as well. But that's a big competitor or a big thing because Beyond this entire time it's been running, let me show a bigger chart. The entire time it's been going, it has had 0 competitors that have actually stepped into the market, like where you can publicly trade it. There are other competitors out there, but none of them are publicly traded. The biggest one that I've been waiting for is Impossible Foods. Bill Gates is one of the top 5 funds for it. So that's a really big reason to be watching out for them. But a big thing to see here is this double top failure with bad fundamental news. Not in their aspect, but in the competition. So I'm expecting this to go back down to the 120.50 and at least retest that gap range from literally day one. If I show the max, you'll see why I have that line. Not only is it the gap range from here, but it's where we dropped below and it's where we resisted before we stopped, and then we found our true support, our true bottom for Beyond. So I'm kind of watching out for a big drop here on Beyond soon as the daily candle finishes looking pretty bearish at a resistance. I don't like that the wick stopped there perfectly and it's showing kind of a bearish movement down. So I'm expecting a sell-off reaction tomorrow to at least 145 on Beyond. Just because of the competition news, that's a really big thing that I think a lot of people need to touch up on more in the fundamental side of trading. But I'll also be on the lookout for when that Impossible Foods IPO drops. If you guys want to check that out, I'll drop a link in the Bueller chat. There's a ton of information on them that I think people should be aware of. So that'll be a big thing. But that's kind of my little analysis just on Beyond, just from the little bit of information we have now on it. I've kind of just been going off of some good news with Starbucks, some other good news, and then some good numbers came out on them too with their earnings on that last one, which I don't expect anything but better on the next earnings, but some good fundamental news to know about that going ahead.
Nice. Just to add real quick to the Impossible meats and the Beyond meat, I'm a chef, so I've worked with those meats in the restaurants that I've worked at before. I know Impossible is like one of the newer ones that's trending in the restaurants in the food industry. But just like you're saying is that it's barely coming out with an IPO, and yes, it's going to be someone to compete with. And in the industry that we have as a chef, it's always a competition when it comes to those salesmen coming in and trying to sell the Impossible versus the Beyond Meat. Uh, I know when I was at Long Beach, we had the Beyond Meat, and then now we have the Impossible with the restaurant that was at recently. So there's like a the competition is real. And just when you guys hear all those news, make sure you guys have those price levels charted and everything, and you can use that news as a catalyst. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, I like that. I still like steak though.
Yeah, I still like meat way more, but I'm gonna trade the crap out of this vegan stock. I love the volatility it brings with it.
Like
Yeah.
Navi saying he's vegan, but still trade the spicy nuggets at McDonald's.
Nice.
Since it's kind of like, I know we're gonna talk about Peloton later. But it's kind of like those stocks were like it's something different, like a new. I wouldn't say a cult, but it's like a different movement. Like
You say
people,
Piton?
like it's like Peloton. You know, Peloton's moving
Oh yeah,
away
it has its own
from-
little cult.
Yeah, and the same thing here. People are either switching to vegan or just don't want it, and it's more accessible. Just like Peloton's more accessible for at-home gyms. So it's already valued at $2 billion.
Which tying into Piton, I'm really glad to see someone. Which makes me think Amazon tried to buy out Piton. So I think they got rejected, and that's why you see them trying to push towards their own Piton type thing, their own exercise equipment. Because that's a sector they could easily take over. They're already a king of many sectors, or at least a big portion of a different sector. So I'd really like to see them go towards this. But I also saw Apple's getting into it as well, which would be another big thing for them because they're already so deep into the fitness side of things with their Apple Watch. Different like things with the Apple Watch that has all the exercise equipment and stuff. But I'd like to see them get into it too, because that's another sector they could push out more, and that would just add on to the fitness side that they have with them already. That diversify the crap out of Apple.
They actually released something called a
treadmill
Prime
that
Bike.
tell you all the stuff your Apple Watch does.
So
Yeah.
Apple's pretty much ahead of the game already with all that technology that they already have, right?
Yeah, they can test your oxygen levels with the new Apple Watch.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like a really big thing for people who are into fitness and stuff. I was talking to a few guys and they were saying like that was really big because it's like super accessible now. You can just have it on your wrist and be able to read it and everything.
I know one thing that could be a downside to that though is I think Fitbit a while back got sued because their heart rate monitor wasn't super accurate and people were like having heart attacks and it wasn't telling them on their heart rate thing. So like these people were having these things for like medical reasons and they weren't working properly. It was more of like oh look, I can kind of check my heart rate while I'm exercising, and I don't think some of these companies realize that like people are using these for like their own health purposes. So like if something like that happened with Apple with their oxygen sensor, it could I guess be a lawsuit.
Yeah, that would be kind of nuts to see.
Apple can handle it though for sure. Because Fitbit and Apple can different. Apple can definitely handle it.
I haven't looked at a Fitbit chart in a long time.
Hey, my friend Brian shared the link in chat. I'll drop it in the YouTube comments if anybody or whatever this is, the chat. If anybody wants to see it and hear that we were talking about that at the beginning.
She mentioned Amazon. They actually had it's described as a knockoff, but they call it a Prime Bike. It's like the Peloton, flagship bike, but it has no monitor. You gotta get an iPad or a laptop, and it's only $400 compared to their $1,500 Peloton bike.
I'd almost like to see Amazon and Apple work on it together, doing it. That would be kind of cool.
Amazon and Apple.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see them partner up on a big deal or something. Whether it's mass producing some sort of equipment or also integrating it with the Apple products.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty big.
That'd be a big hype for the tech. That'd be very big.
Damn, I just was looking back at my Amazon levels. I remember I posted that extra off the watch list just for fun with like good buy and the target levels, and it hit it perfectly.
Yeah.
Bounced off this bottom level, broke through this level, made a higher low just like on your Facebook play. Which that Facebook play in your video, dude, that was so clean. I wish more people got in on that. That was gold. I'll show people exactly what he
All
saw.
day. Why aren't you in Facebook? Why aren't you in Facebook?
I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Like this is a huge resistance right here on the 4-hour. Support, jump, and now we're hitting it as a support again, and it caught with buyer volume, and now you're pushing up. Like that is the greatest entry ever. And then you got a doji moving to a blue candle. Like that's looking great.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I had right there.
Yeah, I like that.
That right there.
Yeah, this is what I did with Steven last night, Chef. When he was talking about it, I instantly went to this chart and he was streaming it to me. He didn't have any lines on it yet, and I was like, damn, I can already see what Chef saw, and I saw this one line, the most important line on the screen.
Yep. That's it.
That's a really big thing right there.
Yeah, that's the reason why like I posted it in the chat everywhere, so everybody understand that that's a bigger support. And at this point, you don't have to wait for any type of, indicator to give you some type of confirmation. At this point, what you want to understand is the price action of the specific stock. And this specific stock actually had a green day yesterday, which gave us an opportunity to get in if we missed out yesterday. So understanding that it held that support yesterday, today was a perfect entry. And I was able to capture it with my guys on live chat. I caught the dip on the second 15-minute candle around 249.50. I told the guys I was getting in and I'm going to hold the 248 was my stop. The 248 would be because it's going to be dropping down into that bottom area. But that support right there on that 4-hour, on the weekly, like it's amazing. And just overall price action on that specific stock, just understanding that it's a good buy for Facebook. It's an automatic just buy. And I was able to hold it. I scaled out. Right there, I called that dip again. I gave an opportunity to go back in. Gave the opportunity right there on that green candle. That top green candle, I think we almost hit like 254 it was. And then we got rejected down to bounce.
Yeah, that was like a perfect 80% entry right there. I was looking at it rising volume as it hit it too. Perfect entry.
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
Then you had, and I'm on the 15-minute like you were talking, then you had your continuation pattern, pop back up, rising volume again. And here we are, way high, for a third high of the day.
Yeah,
that's a really clean price action right there.
By my count, it touched that.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say what's nice too about that Facebook line is like because that is such a major line, even if we had like a huge red day like we've been having, we're at least gonna, because like that's such key support, we're at least gonna have some sort of bounce off of it. I think just kind of the market sentiment is gonna tell us whether that's gonna be a bounce to a recovery or whether it's gonna be just a bounce before we break back through it.
I can say it's touched it by my count, I believe 7 times, twice as resistance, and then a few more times as support.
Yeah.
I saw Tiffany say the same setup happened on Chewy.
Yeah.
It's really just fundamentals. Like support resistance is fundamentals. When you talk about fundamentals in the stock, but that's intrinsic trading. Just support resistance is pretty much all you need from the price action before swallowing.
Damn, it held pre-market. Pushed up, rising buyers, rising momentum. Star break. I like that right here. Broke that star. Pushed up with rising buyers. And then came back down and it's holding there for after hours, which I don't think after hours will mess with this as much. As long as it starts above that, Chewy will probably have a second green day in a row. Probably same thing for Facebook, just different ticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
I mean, unless we get like some crazy stuff happen on the futures overnight, then we'll see a gap down on like everything. But other than that, no.
Yeah, here on the Qs actually. I'm gonna clear this. I always clear my lines. I'm so OCD about everything. I always like to clean it back off so I can redo it. I swear I'll put the same lines too. I don't know why I do it like that.
I do the same thing, dude. I'm over here telling these guys, you guys ready for me to clear my chart? They're like, no. I'm like, yes.
Like, please.
It's gonna be the same thing. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Because I go back like on the queues, I just deleted everything, and I instantly went back and marked my before COVID and then my June levels, and then
Yeah.
instantly I already have like the greatest lines on the chart.
Uh,
I
Like
really
in
want to do
school.
more. I forgot what video it was you were saying it in, but just like where you kind of talk yourself through what it's doing instead of just throwing the lines on. You
Oh
know, so
yeah, if I always like to tell people like, yo, talk to yourself, like be that crazy guy. Like go through the price action like we just did with Facebook. Like we were sitting there saying like why, what, did what. Like we didn't just say, "Oh, this candle popped up here randomly. You know, that's really awesome. I was really glad to see that. My hopes and my profits are really happy." Like, nah, like put a line there for a reason and stick with it. Like that's why I really like that me and Chef can I literally don't have to talk to Chef and I can hear him just say a ticker and I can just be like, "All right, I already know what he's thinking." Like I could go to the chart and know exactly what he's thinking. So that's why I like price action. Like it's a good language that anyone can speak. You just have to learn it.
mhm.
yeah.
And
Just
honestly,
getting used to it.
and using indicators are really awesome confirmation and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I truly think that too many people start learning too many indicators. I think what people should learn first is using volume and price action, and then lead into learning those indicators as a side confirmation. Like using EMAs and volatility stops for swings. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen for like swing
Yeah.
plays because it keeps your emotions in check too. You're like, all right, I still got this. There's no need to sweat it yet. And if it crosses it, then cut it. Get going on to another trade. You don't got to worry about it.
That was like my biggest thing when I started. Is I don't think it was literally until I met Chef that I thought like some sort of trading strategy was, oh, when this EMA crosses this and you get a stochastics cross and then this moving average is above this line, then you enter and that's your buy signal. Like that's what I thought trading was at first. Like like you're just looking completely past all the candles and that's really where the story is.
It's unfortunate that that's what you see on social media. They just push stuff like that and not to the meat and potatoes of it. It's just a few lines, volume, and price action. Pretty much all you need.
Seriously. Keep it simple.
Yeah. And that's something that I put in my guide, my recent guide. So if anybody's read it, you know that I put the VWAP indicator on there, and I put the VWAP indicator on there for the specific reason that it, it's understanding where buyers are at. It's the volume. It's almost like a volume indicator if you want to look at it. It's just basically telling you like how many people are buying this stock today, and it's not necessarily to use it as a bounce off middle VWAP, as a bounce off the bottom or the bounce off the top. Like it's not about that. It's understanding that whenever that VWAP, the bottom or the top one is correlating with my zone or with that dip buy or that pre-market level, like it's a good confident entry for you and to get in with the VWAP. And that's something that you can use as a strategy. And I always post on there that if you're gonna have an indicator correlated with your major support and resistance, so even if you have that 9 and the 21 EMA cross, make sure that it's crossing right at support and it's breaking support or breaking resistance, whatever the direction may be, and that can be a confident entry, for a new trader that's learning those type of indicators. And at the same time, when you see things like that, you start to scale out of those indicators, and then you get good at price action. That's all you're really looking at.
One thing that you told me too, I know with the VWAP, is watching those outer bands for when they start expanding, especially when you're coming into like a resistance or a support or something. So that kind of indicates that the volume is there and that there could be like that potential follow through on that move.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But like, once you get experience, you literally can just look at volume and how the price is moving and like it'll tell you the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe it was Jason who mentioned that institutions use VWAP too.
Yeah,
And
they use they use a lot of things that you guys would be surprised about.
Yeah.
crazy.
The 50 and 200, bro. Many people use that. Like a lot of people use that. And now, do they trade off of it? Yes, barely. But a lot of people see it as I'm averaging down above the 200. I'm waiting for a support catch below the 200, like kind of mindset. They just kind of look at it as side confirmation as well.
Yeah, like whether it's a good deal to buy or like not. And I think that's how institutions use VWAP too.
Damn, I didn't see this, but the Dow actually gapped down below the ranges I had. I had some really good ranges from last stock talk on here.
Nice.
I might have to mark a new one now. I'm gonna mark this gap from COVID.
Nick, people are saying your voice is a little too low.
Oh, my bad. Is this better?
Should be.
I mean, I can hear you loud and clear.
It was chat. I can hear him perfectly. I think chat might not be able to hear him.
Did Tesla start
Um,
flying yet?
No, not. I mean, it's pushing up a little bit, but
Still in that
not
zone.
much.
He really
Yeah.
waited until market closed for battery day. He didn't want to do it while market was open.
Yeah, exactly. I think the volatility of it would have been freaking insane.
Yeah, I was seeing some of them. I remember looking this morning. They were like 200%. They're probably double that now.
Yeah. Freaking IV. Yeah, I checked yesterday. It was like at 230.
Jesus.
Basically,
That was just the weekly contracts.
I was looking at selling some premium on Tesla, and I was like, that might not be a good idea right now.
See right here. This was before Elon logged onto Twitter. This was after Elon logged onto Twitter.
Why does that happen all so much?
Why is Twitter such a powerful source?
Right.
Same with. You can do the same thing with Trump's tweets. It's hilarious.
Oh, dude, during that market pump, dude, that was so crazy. I remember hearing like, "Here's Trump's Twitter," like every single day. It was always pretty funny to hear.
Man. Especially like holding overnight. Yeah.
Oh, did y'all see airlines were finally starting to break out of our ranges again?
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a line there and then a line. What did we do here? Yeah, I think we did there. It broke out to the upside on jets, but if you go to like Boeing, it's a little different story. Boeing's actually kind of. I got a really far out, or not super far out. No, it's just a November strike, but November calls for Boeing because one, they dipped out to the bottom side when everything else dipped to the upside, and you know, out of every airline, who's the government gonna bail out? Who's the Fed? Who's everyone gonna bail out? It's gonna be Boeing. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're not just a plane. They're defense as well, so they're gonna get picked up just as much, if not more, than the rest, in my opinion. Maybe a little laggard over time, but I truly do see Boeing coming back a lot strong.
One of my friends, when I was going through with some, he was looking for some help creating like a long-term portfolio, and I was telling him like, look where Boeing was at before all of this, and like look where we're at now, and I was explaining to him like the fundamentals behind it, how they spent a lot of their cash on buybacks to inflate their stock price. More than likely, they're going to keep doing it, and if they mess up bad enough, the government's just going to bail them out, because who else makes airplanes? You have Boeing and you have Airbus, and
Airbus is Europe. Yep.
the one in America. So, like, we're not going to let them go out of business.
That's good advice. Like, this is a steal right now. It was like 300, 350 before all this happened.
Dude, I should have held it when it was here at 89. Like, I remember I got a call and I held it to 120, and I thought I was like Warren Buffett playing that, dude. I should have held longer. I would have made way more money. I literally got the call at like 89 or 90 or something. Should have just stuck with it.
Yeah.
That was the craziest. I got in solely off of like, no way this thing keeps falling.
To be honest,
Hey,
like,
you went based off hope this time, huh?
Yeah. Plus, bro, now that I'm looking, I should have just held. If you go to the weekly chart, this thing bounced off of some crazy levels from the past. Like all the way from, what is this? 2009, 2008, yeah, 2008, 2009, 2010. There's a huge range here where it actually ended up bouncing off of. So it wiped out a few years all in one pandemic. This is a good learning lesson, though. I try to tell people, like, yo, you guys need to be blessed with how much you're learning with this market. Like, this market's teaching so much fundamentals, it's almost forcing it into our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Hey, real quick though, can you go bring up the Lulu chart real quick?
I got you. Let's go.
I want to give a shout out to Pang, DT, and the Lifetime Group. He was messaging me earlier, and I just finished a mentorship with him, and man, the results of it is just amazing. When you see somebody actually picking up on zones and understanding that, like, hey, your zone is never gonna change, stay that way. He told me he messaged me around like probably like midday. He says, "Hey chef, check out Lulu." He says it's gonna gap fill, and I was like, "Target." I already have my zones on this thing. I told him around we're gonna go up to like this 313 area,
That's
and
crazy.
we ended up around 313, and then it's hitting that top zone again, the 325, 330 area. Man,
Damn.
he
Dude, I'm just looking at the
yeah
hourly chart. This thing's impressive.
yeah.
It didn't
Even
just
after our popped.
it filled that bounce from the 4 hour, and then it also filled that gap like you're saying above 313. Dude, holy crap, this thing's in 318 after hours and still
Yeah.
going.
There's a lot of stuff that was pretty impressive today.
Dude, I better go to the 5 minute. I see nothing but rising buyers.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, he called that one out, man. Like I wish he would have just tagged the whole chat and be like, "Hey, this is my call out." You know.
This is why I tell
Man,
people patience pays, because look at this.
Yes.
So one, it held pre-market. That's a great range to hold to push up.
Jeez, look
It
at
not
that.
only made the support catch, it made a higher low, just like that Facebook play. Kept going the rest of the day with a slow amount of buyers, so there's no breakout volume, but there was some amazing breakout volume once you got above right here, which is what I always tell people, like, draw your intraday lines just for the hell of it. It's really good to at least go back and review it like this. Like Nick was saying, speak it, talk about it, review it with yourself, and that's what this is, drawing your iron hands. You're drawing your line here because that's a good breakout range, and what do you get as soon as you break that level? Rising buyers, rising buyers, rising buyers, seller reaction, but above a resistance, or support, I mean. Rising buyers, rising buyers. It's just coming through multiple
Yeah.
times. So it's a good little battle you got to keep watching. Which is why a lot of people should watch bigger time frames, because if you watch on the 15-minute, it's actually a lot cleaner. See, you broke it down there. You have your higher low. You have your resistance for the intraday high. It broke that again with the breakout buyer volume on a way cleaner format too. See, not even that many red candles, but on the 5 minute, a little different. That's why the 15, 30-minute, 10-minute, if you guys want to open up your time frames more, it's a lot more helpful if you want to day trade one-directional plays.
It's
Yes,
fun.
it is.
Once you get in them, like I like getting like I'll get in on the 5 minute, but I'm trying to work on more like once I'm decently green on it, just switch to the 15 minute and just watch it run that way because it takes a lot of that headache out of it of sitting there watching. Oh, this candle's red. You want to like, especially once you're green on it. Who cares? Look at the bigger picture.
Exactly. That is nice though,
Jeez.
Chef. I know what you're feeling, man. I love it whenever you put some value into someone and then you see
Thanks,
it pay
man.
off. Because it's not even for you. It's for them. It's like, man, I'm really glad to
Yeah.
see you winning.
Hey, that's all it is, man. I didn't even ask him like how much he made or when did he get in. It was just a matter of fact that he sent me a chart. He sent me the price. He says, "Look, this is what's gonna happen," and at the same time, it all played out. Like it didn't matter about how much he won or whatever the case may be. It was just a matter of understanding that after the mentorship, he just took his own application and did it on his own, basically. Like that's the most amazing thing that I love to see. And it's not just about the mentorship; it's just about anybody who comes in, our chats and just starts saying, "Hey, thank you for." For this, thank you for that, and they apply it and post a chart, man. Like that is the most amazing thing, man. I don't care if you make thousands, like it doesn't even matter.
I don't care if you make hundreds or $10. Like, what was your percentage? Did you have a reason to get in and get out? Like, did you actually feel productive when you did all this? Like that, the reasoning and the understanding is truly like the benefit of learning with us. Like, we don't care how much you make. Cool. If you go get rich, man, more power to you. But like,
Yeah.
learning with us, like, it's the greatest feeling ever. I was just gonna shout out your respect for this chart, by the way. I saw the gap range you're talking about on the daily. Clean.
Yeah.
Caught that support on that range and gapped up.
Yeah, that was PT's call out.
PT?
Okay.
Hell yeah, PT.
Yeah.
He's from my
That
side of
was him.
town.
Yeah, that's just on the lifetime group.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
PT. Good job.
That was his call out.
Rising buyers too on the daily.
Jeez.
That's clean.
Easily run to that resistance.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably gonna go to the top side. I literally threw like 3 lines on here for that. It was the range down here from before. Then you got this
Yeah.
support after it broke here, and you got your little chef zone. That's just like
Yeah,
your
there
chef
you go.
zone. And then you have a smaller zone right here from the gap, which that's what that played. So it caught chef zone support, and then it pushed up with the gap range. And he even got rising buyers, so that's even better confirmation for a good push up. You might even see one more day, or or you'll see a reaction day where it has
Yeah.
like a small red day, or even a couple, and then you'll see another push up like a flag or a bullish rectangle or just something, some continuation pattern of some form, and you'll see it push up again probably.
Pulse correction. Yep.
It actually didn't pull
Yeah.
back as hard.
Nope.
I didn't realize that. I bet I
Yeah,
go to
it's
the
a
weekly.
day
This
night.
chart's clean.
We got our watch list for tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, PT.
Uh,
I need to get better at that. Like I was seeing Tiffany talk about it, watching like the four corners of the market. Like I always like to watch the corners of the market, but even still, I'll miss out on plays like this. Not like just going over everything. Like you'll still miss some. So it's always good to be a part of a community like this where you can see like Chef post different callouts. You see me post different callouts, seeing Nick and Burhan post different callouts. It's really helpful to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like I like to like even if I'm not taking a play, I'll go over and like look over what you were thinking when you post a chart. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you get that perspective of like what somebody else thinks when they see at like that chart. And I think I was telling James and Trevor this morning, like when you post a watch list and it's got tickers on it that like I'm watching, I'll have like Discord up or whatever, and I'll draw out some lines or whatever where I would enter, and then I'd look at your lines, and I'm like, dang, bro, like I'm getting spot on. Like I'm seeing like what you're seeing, and like you know, it's like that comparison of like, you know, what somebody who maybe has a little bit more of what like knowledge on that kind of stuff.
I'll always have
compared-
Keegan do that too. He'll always
I'm-
DM me for spy levels.
Yeah, and like I did that on AAL this morning. I had your exact levels. I was like, all right, I want to check this out. But
Yeah, that's
There's a
good
little
too,
out
because I do that with chef stuff. Honestly, it's really good to go compare. Like, if what your goal should be is like, all right, like on the Lulu chart, I didn't even have to hear what chef was gonna say, or like Facebook, like I didn't have to hear what he was gonna say to go see what he was gonna say. Really, all I had to do was go look at the chart and see the price action. Like, I should be able to go to the daily and see that there's a big range here. I should be able to go down to the 4 hour and see that there's a nice gap range here. I should be able to break it down to a smaller time frame and see exactly what happened during the day with what happened with the volume as it's catching support here. So like that's a really cool thing too, because I like to go back and review chef stuff, especially because it helps me. Like I can go back and I can see like, all right, damn, like I didn't see that, and I don't look at some of the tickers he looks at a whole lot, so it helps me even more covering the more corners of the market. So I love comparing with other people's analysis. It's a lot of fun, especially when it lines up.
Dude, I do that all the time. Like I'm over here looking at my levels, the pre-market stuff, and I see your watch list. So I'm like, yes, look at his target. Look at his target. I was like we on point here.
that too is since it's I mean, all of these charts just represent the psychology of where people are buying and selling. So the more people that see those kind of things, the more people are on your side of that trade. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So like if more people see, you know, $10 as a support, all of these people are gonna, you know, buy that dip because they're gonna know this is the support. This is where this stock is a good value, and you're gonna get that. That's how you get that increasing buying volume, is because those people see, okay, it's reacting to this price. They see other people are seeing what they see, and they hop in.
Yeah, it's psychological, man.
Pretty much
That's all
called
it
fear
is.
and greed. Fear and greed, basically. Supply and demand. That's four things: supply and demand, fear and greed. So makes
Yeah.
the market move.
Yep. Yeah. If you
Uh,
can understand psychology and you can understand basic economics, like,
Man,
you're set.
psychology was my favorite class in high school.
Yep.
I only got to go to 10th grade, but man, 10th grade psychology, greatest class ever.
Honestly, it was like there was advanced, which made you map out like your brain. There was one like on the fundamentals of it. That was so much better than mapping out my brain.
I really liked economics too. I cheated through most of my economics classes, but I like the concept. I like going in and like learning about it, but I just hated the work.
You know you're about it when you're like raising your hand like crazy. And the teacher's like, "Oh, you know."
If you're like wanting to engage, that shows that you're actually like really, really into it.
Yep.
My
We have
favorite part of psychology class was when they taught about the ice picks in people's eyes. When they had that like what was it called? They had some really messed up disease, and I forgot the name. I'll have to go back and look. But they had to put ice picks in the like behind their eyes, under their eyelid, and they would like poke the back of your brain or something, and it would like trigger something, and it would help some people, but it didn't help everyone. And then like some people got like they wanted to die, and they were like even worse off than they were before, and it was just like the craziest thing. But after I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? Like this shit's powerful. And then you started learning about the different types of psychology, where it's like trading psychology, like that's a whole different game than like surgery psychology. And then you have like just all that kind of stuff, all the studies they do, all the case studies you can do. It's pretty cool. Getting to understand the thinking and stuff. The brain's a very unique thing.
Yes, it is. Also, Lulu was like a sympathy play with Nike. So is UAA. Nike beat earnings.
Oh, I saw that. I heard that on Squawk actually.
I got
Yeah.
on watch.
Oh my god. Nike is flying.
Yeah. Just look up at Nike. See all the all that sector is pushing up. Just sympathy play based off Nike.
Damn, that's crazy. I was actually going through a lot of sectors and stuff while y'all were talking. I was going through a lot of levels and stuff. Good ranges.
Yeah. And then my target play actually hit, but I think I was too early last week. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was 4 days early. 4 days freaking early on target. It actually hit the target of 154. What I had the called the 150 calls for September 25th as a swing play. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was 3 days early. 3, 4.
Yeah, all your sympathy plays are up right now after hours. Lulu,
Yeah.
sympathy. Sympathy. UAA.
Yeah.
Bro, I drew some fibs on UAA, and they line up real nice. The line I'm really watching for is that I think it's 1250. I've been kind of testing it from the bottom for a while, but over that, like we have some definitely room to catch up.
Oh, that's new all-time high on Nike.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, oh, it still has to test resistance, but I forgot it's after hours. It's 127. It's way up here. It's way up here. It's way above that.
Yeah.
What was the news with Nike?
The earnings.
Earnings.
Oh, dang.
Go spent that
Yeah.
stimulus check.
Let's see.
Dang. A lot
Yeah,
of people
they
bought futures with
they
their,
beat. Estimated was 0.45. Their actual was 0.95. They over doubled their estimations.
You still got guidance yet?
Yeah, that's true. I always used to watch the earnings, and I'd be so excited, like in the beginning of me trading, and I'd get so excited seeing good numbers, and then I'd see like guidance was off or something like that, and then you'd see the stock price
Yeah.
go back and zero out, and it's like, what the hell? I learned about IV Crush super quick. I learned about it at the very beginning.
I remember asking you about it back in TT. I'm like, why did my stock fall?
Dude, I was so happy I met James Hallett because he's the person that like truly, like he explained it to me one way, and then my mind tinkered it a different way, and I was seeing it as like betting. Like let's say all 4 of us are betting, right? We're the only 4 people on the stock, right, for Nike. So if 3 of you are betting for, let's say, it going to 130, and I bet for it to go to 135, all of us now need it to go a lot higher because all of us are betting on the same side. So now if you don't have that extra movement, it doesn't move as much as we need it to, your bet's worthless. It's going to be as good as when you bought it. It's not going to make you any money. If anything, you'll lose a little bit because you got the time decay, you have the IV crushing you. It's pretty much everyone betting on the same side, and everyone's betting really, really high.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go as high as we're all betting or even higher, because technically you would need it to go higher than we're all thinking to make money, right? If it doesn't even go near our calculations, like if everyone is on the same side, it's going to have to push even farther. It's just a more simple way of putting IV crush.
Further out would get more crushed, right?
Yeah, further out gets... well,
Yeah.
it depends how much further out. If you're like way, way, way far out, you probably would get hurt at first. But if some recovery came through, you'd be fine over a long period of... Because you have more time. You have more decision time, you know?
Oh, no, I'm saying further out, like strike-wise.
Oh, I mean, you'd just lose less. But you'd probably get hurt just as hard.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like percentage-wise, because I think, I mean, basically, is it like weighted? Because you're saying like 135, like you'd have to move that far. So if somebody's got to bet further out. say,
Oh,
like,
if they have a
150.
bet further, like I was saying in my example.
Yeah.
Well, if all of you had like 130s and I had a 135, I would need it technically to move even further than the rest of you. So
Yeah.
it'd probably be even worse, like you're saying, yeah.
Thinking from experience, it is worse because I remember the last time I played earnings was Foot Locker and didn't beat it, and I was at least, I believe, 10 to 15 out the strike. It was just terrible. It doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna get fresh regardless. I was down to believe 70 at first, and then at that point, it was just like, let's cut it.
Bro, the expected move for Nike from market makers was $5
For which one?
for Nike. Double
It'll
that.
it might just open at a $5 move
Yeah, it could.
overnight, pre-market still.
Yep.
This is just the reaction for after hours. Don't bet against the market makers.
It is crazy how scary on point they were the other day. It was like something like I think Jonathan called it out. He was saying like, "Damn, look at this market maker move. They have it moving like $48 or something." We saw this thing go down like 20, $30, and we saw it go up 20, $30, all to zero back out yesterday. And that was that was like the most accurate market maker move ever.
Yeah.
And it was even more freaky because I had a line. I was looking at that when he said it, and I was like, damn, that's where my line is. Like, that'd be kind of crazy if it did drop, like, you know, half of that and then pick back up. Like, that'd be a really crazy situation. Right on the line I marked, like in that video, dude, it stopped right there.
That's what I'm saying with those, like with the credit spreads, those expected moves, like you stay within those like a large percentage of the time. And those contracts, like outside of the expected move, still have value to them. You know, people still play them. Look at Tesla. You know, people trade $1,000 strike prices on Tesla expiring this week. Like, are definitely going to be worthless.
People are crazy.
Yeah.
Or 800, whatever.
I'm really hopeful for Tesla to double their market cap in less than a year from now.
That's gonna be nice again.
Yeah, I told my friend that I was helping with some long-term stuff. He just wanted like some super risky kind of investments, because it was more of like play money he had. I was like, honestly, if you want risk, just go all in on Tesla. And by the end of the day, he messaged me. He was like, "Bro, I'm up 6% already on Tesla." He was like, I should have listened to you in my whole account." I was like, "Yeah, dude, you think that's crazy? Give it a year."
Hey, I told you to hold account spy. Like how many times, bro?
I asked you for a play.
Hold account spy. Just go do it.
If you have anything but SPY, you're messing up.
I mean, but honestly though, right? So we just looked at Nike and we just looked at the numbers, right? The expected numbers, and we're going through this whole COVID thing. Like, come on. There's an equal balance in this market for it to be stabilized and not to, keep dropping like everybody thinks it's going to drop. So there's valuable reasons in different stocks and different sectors as to what's holding the market. So the market is not just made up of tech sector. It's made up of like so many other sectors that are holding it up. So all that's holding it up is actually a reason, a perspective to give you, instead of thinking bearish. We're day traders. We're day trading, 1 and 2 days, swing trading maybe 3 if we're iron hands. But other than that, like the market is still holding up fairly well. So there's nothing crazy going on unless we go to war tomorrow. Then
That would suck.
that will suck. And then I'll buy puts. All in YOLO.
Thank God I'm in gold and silver.
Man. Jeez.
I've been saying on the market, I mean, we've had these crazy moves up, and like we honestly just need to chill out. And that doesn't mean that we have to drop down to March lows like all these bears are saying. It just means that we can go sideways for a bit and cool off those indicators or whatever, and just kind of blow off some steam. I mean, the market can't just go straight up forever. We need to get these pullbacks and build the structure and
Facts. That's why you got trends. I keep trying to teach trends more and more. Like, you got your primary trend, you got your secondary trend.
Yep.
Within your secondary trend, you got a tertiary trend. I mean, you got trends everywhere. Right now, we're still in our uptrend. We're still looking good. Healthy pullbacks, retracements, those are all normal. I mean, if you just do a simple Fibonacci here, I'm not going to 100% accurate it, but you actually still have room to go down to another level, which actually lines up with our June levels for the tech sector. So that would be another healthy pullback, which I think in today's age people are seeing as the end of the world. Which in
Yeah.
our eyes, we're seeing it as a calculated move. You know, if it was to go down to the 164 again, you know that would be whoa. That would be a not a healthy pullback. That'd be a sell off too. But that would technically be your double bottom. You know, that would make sense for it to go back and test where it actually fell from. So I mean, if you saw that again, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, let's at least calculate how far this is going. Let's calculate what levels are where. You know, we're not just drawing these lines out of our ass. You know, I mean, we're drawing these lines from pretty good levels for a reason.
You say you're not trying the lines from it? Are you sure?
It's a short-term memory thing. Because like any sell-off, any crash that happened has recovered 100% of the time. 100% of the time. This is no different, especially with the Fed Reserve. It's gonna go back up eventually.
Bro, I don't get how. I mean, I don't think it was the market's reaction to that to this, but I mean, the Fed saying we're gonna have low interest rates until what
2022.
2022. Still, like that's crazy. Do you
And
know
that
how
could
much
change anytime.
You know how crazy? Do you know how many fucking things I get in the mail as a business owner? Of just I just get credit cards that are like, here, this if you start charging this has $50,000 on it. Go ahead. Like people are literally giving away money to businesses because interest rates are so low.
We gotta keep that small business strength.
Yeah, literally. Like I mean, you can go and buy a house for 5% down and pay 3% on your mortgage. You know, if you have a good credit. I mean, it's incredible. I don't think interest rates have really ever been this low.
I believe it was all-time low.
I like yellow. Sorry, purple.
Yeah, I know you like yellow. I know you like these right here. I always do it sometimes. It does look kind of clean though. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Like if I had to put this one somewhere, I'd probably put it like
I put all
here.
my yellow or my lines from the BB watch list in purple.
Yeah, dude, you have to. It looks clean. Purple's the best.
I'm like, all right, these are Bueller's lines. These are my lines.
I had Steven hit me up yesterday. He's like, yo, we have the same settings on. He's like, how is your chart cleaner than mine? I'm like, bro, let me see. And I was like, yo, change the background to black, not just light black. Because when it starts out, it's not even black. It's like light black. It's weird.
Yeah.
So it looks kind of funky.
Who is it, David, that has a white background? Bro, I heard
Oh, yeah,
that-
David does white background.
I heard that. Can't do that. You know how long I look at charts every day?
Here, let me try it now.
Burn my eyeballs.
I'm gonna
Background.
blind everybody right now who's watching.
Oh, God. Yes, stop. I didn't even take the setting menu back off, bro. That's how bad it was. That's bad. Well, everybody has
Jeez.
different eye. Oh, y'all saw it on stream? It gets bright, bro.
Yeah.
Like a damn headlight.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see where we were already 48 minutes in. I was just getting warmed up.
Man, waiting for this Tesla.
Yeah, I need to go back to that chart, actually.
Yeah.
I kept switching between those three. You were talking about UAA, Nike, and Lulu.
Bro, look at AAL. I was trading it today, and it stayed literally between.
Oh, my God. It stayed between the range.
Perfect.
Like perfectly. Yo, so when you see that, dude, a lot of people used to get discounted by that. They'd be like, damn, man, I missed out on it, and then they'll forget about it. Bro, when you see this, keep your damn eyes on the ball. This thing is just ready to explode at this point. If it does, I saw Tesla do this last year, 11 days in a row. After it did that, it ran $150 in 2 days.
You know what sucks is I got faked out on that first like 10-15 minutes there. I got stopped out on that wick. I saw that rising seller volume. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, this ain't it. And I cut it.
Yeah, those ranges are dope, man. And that's what I tell everybody. Like the ranges, especially on bigger time frames, man, they mean everything. Those pops are awesome.
Literally, like even I was like kind of mentally trading something on Microsoft the other day. It was in kind of like a range like that, and if you get the right contract, like I want to say the contract I was watching moved like 30% just in that range. Buy puts at the top, buy calls at the bottom, and
Yeah.
play the range. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's a setup, you know. And like Chef has been saying, like he's been preaching ranges to me for like a while. Like I feel like ranges are super easy for new people because it's like, okay, it's going between here and it's going between here. So you buy here, you sell here. Literally buy low, sell high. Like
Stop
it's a
out
super easy,
right below.
easy pattern for like newer people to get into, and like it happens on like everything. You know, you can trade whatever and find a range.
In addition, we have also
Hey, the
received
Tesla battery
4
thing, huh?
stockholder proposals
The shareholders are
described in
voting.
the proxy statement. I would like to remind our stockholders that Tesla's board has
Yeah,
prepared
it
a
should be
statement in
fine.
opposition to each of these proposals.
Oh, I agree with you, Black Mamba. I saw that. Those tweets screwed a lot of people.
The first stockholder proposal is an
At least at
advisory vote
first.
regarding paid advertising.
It's either they did it for a dip buy.
That our stockholders vote against.
I really do
Or
feel like
literally gonna
Elon
drop.
Musk. I really just feel like Elon Musk was trying to be realistic with everyone. Like, yo, guys, like I know we've been hyping up Battery Day and everyone's overhyping it, but
However, Mr. Danforth
this is
has
the
notified
facts.
us
And then he gave
that
everyone
neither
kind of
he
facts,
nor
but
his representative
he was kind of
is
downing the
presenting
lithium
proposal
battery, right?
today.
I think they're coming out with they already kind of said that, but they're coming out with the new battery, the Million Mile, of course. There's also another one just like this in England. I forgot the name of the company is, but Tesla's also invested in them, and they have another battery that is just as good, if not a little better. But all these batteries that are coming out for a reason, because you're not always going to have gas-fueled automotives. We're actually going to, in the next 20 years, I think it's projected most people will have an electric vehicle. So this is like a good investment for the far future right now.
Yes, it is, and they're ahead of
Wait,
they're
what
ahead of
the
the game
heck?
with everybody.
Board for holding such an innovative
You see this?
hybrid meeting during these difficult times.
Everybody at the thing is in their Tesla.
It's like a drive-in.
Yo,
It's a driving
this
show.
is hilarious.
The 2014
COVID, man, COVID, social distancing, bro.
He like stood there like it was a joke, though. I was like, wait, what the hell? Where is everyone? And then I see all these cars.
And blowing up,
research
they're like, oh shit.
producing such devices.
Yo, I'm laughing so hard right now. That's bad.
They could probably watch on the little iPads, because I remember a few years ago, Elon told everyone to run to their Teslas Christmas morning because he had an update for him in a little video on the Tesla tablet. Same thing here, probably.
99.6%
This is like the movie Cars, except there's a human giving a meeting to a bunch of cars.
Only 0.4% voted against.
Well, I think we can end stream there. I'm gonna continue watching this though.
Yeah, for sure.
If you guys got to catch this,
The vast
please hit me up for that free guide. If you are hearing this right now, I'll easily send that to you right here, right now. I'm gonna continue watching this though. We had Burhan on as a special guest this week. We may or may not add different guests each week, or just keep adding the same rotation of people, just to throw an extra mouth in there, just throw an extra opinion in there. But is there anything else you guys want to add before I end this?
Nothing much.
I'm
Thank you for
good.
having me.
All right, well, if you guys hear this, hit me
Yeah,
up for
we're
that
good.
guide. We're pushing that, the free server, all that good stuff. Tons of free education here, including the YouTube. We'll see you guys in chat tomorrow.
Heck yeah, thank you guys.